So before we start today, first of all, I want to say you're showing the fuck up for yourself, and I'm proud of you. Okay, we are 2 days in, and our splits are only going to get better and better from here on out. So I'm really excited. I just got back from hot yoga, so I'm super pumped and I'm super hyped, and I'm really, really ready to share this practice with you today. If you have not taken a picture of your before, I want you to do that now. So pause, go take a picture of your before. I want you to do a straddle split, see how far down you can go here. And I want you to do the front splits on one side. Maybe you're here. I want you to do it on the other side. Maybe you're here. Do it safely. Please don't hurt yourself. I'm going to turn this fan off. But yeah, I want you to make sure that you're really getting the most out of this, and you're not going to see your progress unless you take the before and the after photos. Okay, so go ahead and do that while I set up my computer and make sure that we're live and everything is working. Yeah, and then second order of business, if you've already taken your before and not after, if you've taken your before photo already, I want you to go ahead and double check, see if you've downloaded your splits streak calendar. Okay, this calendar is for accountability. I'm a big streaks person. I'm on my 169th day of my Duolingo streak right now. It's a very monumental number for me. Hee hee. And I like to have meditation streaks. For me, streaks help me stay accountable. I don't want you showing up for the 30-day split challenge for 11 days. I want you showing up for 30 whole days. And I know you want to show up for 30 days, because imagine what 30 days of commitment to yourself is actually going to do for you. I want you to actually, let's take a moment to just sit together. And if you've already taken your picture, then you can just kind of imagine and think and ponder on what is actually possible. What is actually possible when you commit to yourself, when you spend this time to connect your mind, your body, your spirit for 30 whole days, even if it's just for 20, 30 minutes a day. Now just sit and ponder on that. If you're not downloading your split streak calendar, if you're not taking your before and after photos, I'm going to give us another couple breaths. Just really sit and think about it. What is this little W, this win in your life? What is it going to do for you? Right? This is more than just a split challenge. It's a commitment to yourself. It's you proving to yourself that you can show the fuck up for you. Look, you've already done it 2 whole days in a row. All right, let's start. Let me see if anybody has anything to say. You look good. Hi to everyone who's watching live, and hi to everyone who's watching not live. I'm so happy that you're here. All right, let's jump in. So go ahead and stand at the front of your mat. Open your toes really wide. I used to teach a lot during COVID, and I would say, imagine that your toes are social distancing. So imagine that your toes are social distancing. Ground. I want you to draw the energy from the center of the earth up through the soles of your feet. Engage your inner thighs. Activate your core. Stand up nice and tall as if someone's pulling a string at the top of your head. Shoulders down and back. Big breath. And a big exhale. I want you to fully arrive here. Anything else that's going on in your day, just leave it, and we'll come back to it after. All right, on the next big breath, we're going to inhale, arms go up. Big exhale, fold forward. Inhale, lift up halfway, flat spine like we've been talking about, that pelvic tilt. We're going to keep that awareness throughout the 30 days, remember. Exhale, fold, plant the hands, step back. And when we're in this high plank pose, I want you to check in with your fingers. Are they open nice and wide? I like to rock my weight forward and backward. Keep that core nice and engaged. Keep going. 3, 2, 1. Now, if you're more of a beginner and you're not really that warm, I recommend put your knees down, your chest and your chin when you go up into your cobra. If you're more advanced or you're warm-ish a little bit, you can go straight for the chaturanga. Little baby cobra. And then exhale, bend the knees, and we're going to move into a downward facing dog, or straighten the knees rather. Once you get in this dog, allow yourself to adjust. I was doing a down dog earlier and I was noticing that my legs were kind of like being lazy. I have the tendency to let my inner arches fall into the ground. And I have to actively remind myself to lift in the inner arches of my feet. And when I lift in the inner arches of my feet, as I'm looking at my legs, I can literally see the difference. I don't know if you can see the difference from your angle, but look at your feet and look at your legs and see what these micro adjustments do. You can still keep your knees bent if you want to. And look, there's even a difference. I know you probably can't see this, but look at your own legs as you do it. Like dump into your inner arch and then lift through your inner arch. Even if your knees are bent, you'll still see the difference in that ankle. Big inhales through the nose. Big exhale. And we're going to step up to the front. Halfway lift, Ardha Uttanasana. We're going to fold, plant, lift, arms up, gaze up. Exhale, hands to heart center. We're going to do 2 more of those. Big breath. Big fold. Because I feel like sun salutations are a really good way to warm the body. Big inhale, half lift. Exhale, fold. Come back, chaturanga or not. You can skip these if you want to. But they're a really good way to heat up the body quickly. Once you get in that down dog, take 5 breaths. You can bend your knees. You can swivel your hips side to side. You can kick a leg back if that feels good for you. If you do one side, make sure you even it out and do the other side. Sometimes I release one hand and twist. You can pedal the knees. Imagine drawing your heels into the ground. It's okay if they don't touch, but what's important is we're still keeping that pelvic shape that we talked about yesterday, right? We've got that point of our pyramid facing upwards. Our core is engaged. Yeah. Okay, look between the hands. We're coming back up. If you want to jump, feel free to jump. Try to make it light on the feet. And then coming up. You should hear your own breathing too. Go ahead and listen. Do I hear my own breath? Next big breath in. Last one. And you're just following along, moving with your breathing, right? Inhale, cobra, back bend. Exhale, down dog. And while you're in this pose, circling back to your breath. In and out through the nose. Good. We're going to go ahead and bend the knees and make it a slow as you bring them down to the earth. You can rock your hips a little forwards and backwards a little bit here. And we're going to do some cat-cow. I'm going to scoot back a tiny bit. I feel like I'm too close. All right. So go ahead and inhale. Drop the belly, gaze, and hips up. And then exhale, round cat. And we'll do a couple of these on your own breath. It's really important that you are tuning into your own body. What is feeling really good for you in this practice? What is feeling really good for you in this pose? Is there one that feels better than the other that you want to just sit in a little deeper? Do you like to rock forward and backwards? Whenever you're ready, go ahead and find stillness. Make sure that your hands are stacked under your shoulders, knees under your hips. Press the ground away with your hands. The fingers are open nice and wide. Core is engaged. Spine is neutral. And from here, we're going to take this right leg and we're going to lift it up as if you're a dog peeing on a fire hydrant. And you can keep that foot flexed if you want. And we're going to do 10 of these little lifts. So 1, 2, 3. You'll definitely be warm after this. 4. Keep going. 5. You got it. 6. Do that lift from your glute. 7. Good. 8. Almost there. 9. Keep that core engaged. 10. Hold. 1, 2, 3. You got it. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Awesome. Go ahead and release. Let's take that foot back and just give it a little stretch on the back of the leg. Yeah, we're going to do the other side. Maybe shake your hips side to side. You know, we didn't do any dancing line. That's one of my favorites. Let's just go ahead and do that. Make some circles with those hips. And then go the other way, because otherwise I'll forget which direction we went. Now, is your breath moving your body? How can I slow down and match my breathing? All right, come back to neutral. We got the other side. The dog peeing on the fire hydrant pose. If you have another name for this, let me know, because I do not have one currently. All right, next big breath. We're going to go for 10. So 1, 2, 3, 4. And while you're in this pose, try to keep the rest of your body still. Like that movement's just coming from the hip, just coming from the glute. 8, 9, 10. Good. Hold it for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. You got it. 1. Come back down. Good. Shake the hips side to side. Awesome. So now we're going to just sit down on our heels a bit. Give our ankles a tiny stretch like we did yesterday. Maybe you rock front to back. And we're going to send the feet in front of us. We're going to do some leg lifts. So yeah, just come all the way down. I want you to get your core a little warm here. So we're going to lift up our legs and bring them back down. We're going to do this 10 times. And if you want a little more, you can lift your hips all the way up on the up and then bring them down. I'm not going to do that because I have a sports bra on today and it makes this annoying sound that drives me crazy. You'll know what I mean. Moving with your breathing. You should almost not even need me to direct you in this because your breath is directing you. You know, you can trust yourself more than you do. Let's do 3 more because I didn't count. 1. Here we go. 2. So good. Last one. Lift. And then bring your legs down slowly. I want you to activate your feet. Activate your legs. Imagine that you're pressing your legs into the ground, and we're going to bend that right knee and hug it into the body. We're going to make 3 hip circles, and I want you to keep this left leg really nice and strong, as if, did I say this yesterday? As if someone's trying to pull your leg up and you're just pressing it, right? We're going to go one direction, circles, go the other direction, 3 circles. You might have to move with your hand. And then we're going to go into like a half happy baby. No matter what we're doing with this right leg and in this right hip, I want this left leg to be activated, like it's pushing the ground away, right? If you need to use a strap or some towel or a shirt or something to hold onto this leg, that's also fine. 3, 2, 1. Good. Let's go ahead and switch. Now we got this right leg nice and engaged, pressing it into the ground. We're going to make some circles, 3 circles in the hip, going one direction and then the other direction. Oh no, there goes my water bottle. Sometimes it leaks, so I can't leave it sideways, but we'll have a second to hydrate after this. Good, let's hold in that half happy baby. And notice that when I'm like, oh, I'm going to grab for my foot, I can almost get lazy in my leg. I have to remind myself, this is important. We want to keep this leg active. So make sure that you're still being very present and tuned into your body and remembering what it is that our intention is in this pose. It's not only to get this left leg up in this happy baby, we're also intentionally keeping our right leg nice and strong. Good. Let's go ahead and just go into a full happy baby if you have it. If you don't, just grab onto your knees and draw them into your chest. If you've got a full happy baby, grab onto the outer blade edges of your feet and draw those elbows, those knees into your underarms, right? Some people will try to grab from the inside. I think that's a little more confusing. Your arms are on the outside and you're drawing your knees into your armpits. And while you're here, some of you might be lifting your hips off the ground. Try to ground your hips and your lower back. Even if you don't open your knees as wide or your legs as wide, that's fine. We want to keep that low back grounded. Good. Let's go ahead and rock side to side, left and right, just a tiny bit. Kind of massage that low back. And then we're going to bring our knees together and we're going to rock forwards and backwards. And we're going to meet in a yogi squat at the top. Boom. And it might not be that graceful for you. That's totally okay. All right, that takes a little bit of time and mobility. Maybe by the end of the 30 days, you'll be able to have that. So just try practicing and working on it. Go ahead and rock side to side. And when you're in your yogi squat, are you allowing your back to like round or are you really standing up nice and tall? Okay, your toes should be facing out in the same direction as your knees. I'm going to do a couple movements that we did yesterday when we're going to move into like a forward fold. So send your feet forward and straighten your knees. And then we're going to take the toes out and come back into our Malasana Yogi squat. We'll do like 3 more like this. So move with your breath. Big inhale. And a big exhale. One more time. Okay. All right. Now we're just going to come to sit. And you can stay facing the same direction if that's easier for you. I'm going to take my peace fingers around the big toe here. And I'm going to imagine that I'm shooting a bow and arrow or starting a lawnmower. We're kind of just going to move this leg and the hip here. You know, we work on our splits. We want our hips to be nice and juicy. We want our hips to be open. And so all these hip openers are going to help us in getting deeper and deeper into our splits. Now go ahead and grab the foot here. Also, if you're having a really hard time reaching your foot, you can use a strap, like a t-shirt or something that you can like extend, right? Don't ever try to like force yourself into the pose and risk the posture and alignment. The alignment is more important than actually getting your foot to touch your head or whatever. Like it's more important that you have a tall spine. It's more important that you have intention and that you feel the integrity of the stretch in the pose rather than losing the integrity of the stretch or like getting yourself into a position where you can become injured. So I'm going to flex this foot. You see how I'm flexing this foot? The toes are like drawing back towards my face. And I'm going to put it right here in my arm, right? And then I'm going to grab around, and I like to call this rock the baby. We're going to rock that baby. If you're having a really hard time, you might be out here. Maybe you're just holding the foot with your hand and holding your knee with your other hand. But what you're not doing is letting your foot relax. We still got that nice and flexed. You're going to feel this stretch right here. Yeah. Keep the integrity of the stretch no matter what variation you're doing. And after this, if you want to talk on the phone, hello. And if you have, if you feel warm enough and if you have the baseline of flexibility already and you want a little bit more, you can grab the blade edge of the right foot with your left hand. You can take your right hand underneath and you're going to hug this leg on top, right? You can go into like a compass. Now, what I'm not doing in the compass is I'm not like rounding and arching. I'm really thinking about this top arm and I'm pulling it up and back. Like this whole side body is getting a stretch and it's pulling this leg further back in space and it's creating a lot of opening in my chest and in my leg. But don't do that if it's too painful, right? It's about finding that fine line between pain and discomfort. Maybe you're here and maybe you're starting here. And that's also beautiful and perfect and good. This is where it starts, right? Okay. Let's go ahead and release. We're going to move into a seated reclined pigeon. So just like how in this rock the baby, we have that foot flex. I want you to keep a flexed foot and leg as we come down to our backs and we go into this reclined pigeon. All right, we're going to grab on the back of this knee here or the front of the leg, but we're still keeping this foot nice and active. I like to press this leg away, and you can really feel that here. If you want more, you can grab the peace fingers around the big toe, still keeping this leg flexed, right? And while you're here, can you circle back? Where's your mind wandering? Are you still fully on your mat? Are you sending your breath to your hips? Okay, go ahead and come up. We're going to switch to the other side. So, peace fingers are on the left big toe. We're going to do that bow and arrow or lawnmower. And then go ahead and rock the baby. Whatever variation feels good for you. Notice how that foot is still flexed. Asking yourself, like, am I sitting with a tall spine? Or am I slouching? What part of this pose am I getting potentially lazy in? How can I stay active? Maybe you talk on the phone, yellow. Maybe you take a little compass. Go ahead and release. We're going to come back and do reclined pigeon on the other side. Keep this left foot flexed, yeah? And come all the way to your back. Taking whatever variation you took on the other side. Also observing if one side is just more open than the other. And it doesn't mean anything. No judgment. Just observe. Maybe one side is more open than the other. I know for me, my hips are naturally more open on one side. In yoga practice, we talk about ujjayi breath. And ujjayi breathing sounds like the ocean in the back of the throat. I like to activate this breath in my yoga practices, and I can hear my inhales and I can hear my exhales. You breathe in and out through the nose. And it's an audible sound. And if you want to make that sound, just imagine that you're fogging up a mirror in front of you, but keep your mouth closed. Breathe in and out through the nose that way. By hearing your breath, you can feel and you can hear yourself moving that energy. Prana means energy, and pranayama means life force, energy. And it's talking about breath, right? Moving our breath through our body and sending energy to our muscles and our joints with that breath. Okay, go ahead and release. We're going to come up into Baddha Konasana, butterfly pose. butterfly, bound butterfly. Is this called butterfly? I don't know. Anyway, go ahead and, yeah, flap your butterfly wings. Okay, I'm right. And imagine that you're opening your feet like a book. And give yourself a little foot massage here. And then go ahead and take your legs out in front of you nice and long. Lift up the sit bones. And if this is a challenge, right? Okay, we're going to start in Dandasana, and I'm going to turn so you can see. So this is a challenge to sit up nice and tall. This is like a 90-degree angle between your hamstrings and your hips. And most people actually don't have that much flexibility. So like if you're like, damn, this is actually really hard, you're not crazy. You're not wrong. This is actually not very common to have this much flexibility. So if you are having trouble here, just put a block under your butt. Sit up a little taller. Notice how that makes it a little easier for me to have the flexibility in my hamstrings. Yeah. And if you don't have a block, just bend your knees, because we still want to keep that same pelvis direction and tilt so that our hamstrings can be long and lengthened, because that's what we want to stretch for our splits. So big breath here. We'll take a breath in Dandasana. And then on the exhale, you'll fold. And I want you to just slowly walk your hands down your legs until you can't anymore. You might stay here, but look at how the integrity of my pose is still the same. I can still feel this. And while you're also here, make sure you're activating your legs and pressing them into the ground like we were doing laying down. Keep that activation, because that's going to get us a deeper stretch. So stay here, or you can go down a little further, a little further, a little further until you're good. And I want you to just stop where you are and breathe. Maybe you go a little lower. Maybe you reach your feet, but nobody gets a cookie or a prize for reaching their feet. So focus more on, am I keeping the integrity of my stretch? How are my hamstrings feeling? How does my back look? Am I rounding my back to reach my toes? Because that is actually just like cheating. You're cheating yourself out of the result that you want if you're not giving yourself the opportunity to be a beginner. All right, we're going to do a wide-legged forward fold. So go ahead and just scooch and give your legs some room. You don't have to go this wide if that's not comfortable. Maybe you're here, maybe you're here, whatever. What do you think I'm going to say? Activate your legs. Press them into the ground. Lift your toes up. Make that strong intention that we're doing this active stretch. I am strong. I am powerful. And I can keep that integrity the whole time. So big breath here. Same thing. If you're having trouble, you can bend your knees a little bit, or you can sit on a block. But keep that integrity. Sit up nice and tall. Big breath. And then on the exhale, just fold a little bit. Am I rounding in my spine, or am I keeping that spine nice and tall? I was at a yoga class today, and the teacher said, imagine a string pulling your heart forward. Right? Breathe here. 3, 2, 1. So good. Okay, we're going to bend our knees a lot. Bring them up like this. And we're going to turn our body towards the front of the mat. Notice how my back knee is down. I'm going to just lift up here. And this is going to be the last thing we do before we go. And you can bring that right knee in a little bit towards center. Your hands are now framing your front foot. And just go ahead and lean forward into that runner's lunge a bit. And you might have to readjust. I like to keep my ankle under my knee. So readjust until you're in a good position. Big breath in here. And then on the exhale, we're going to move into a half split. So just go ahead and keep these feet flexed, keep this leg active like we've been doing. Draw that energy towards your face. Keep your hips square. So notice if your hips are opening, you really want to square them, drawing the right hip forward, left hip back, and we're going to sit in here for a couple of breaths. Notice how I'm still not rounding. and how rounding is cheating myself of the stretch in my hamstring. I'm still drawing my heart through. And if this is a challenge, just bring your foot a little bit closer or a little bit farther, whatever your body needs. Good. We're going to go ahead and ground our hands again. And if you need blocks for this, that's okay. We're going to lift up our front foot. We're just going to bring it to the back. Maybe shake your hips side to side. We're going to do the half split on the other side. And then you're done for the day. Look at you, Batty. We did it. We're almost there. We have one more thing left. Okay. Take that right foot forward and stack your ankle under your knee. Go ahead and bring your hips, drop your hips a little bit. Like a runner's lunge. Maybe you look up. Maybe you wiggle in here. I've been moving a lot in my hip stretches lately. Just trying to get that lubrication in the hips. And then go ahead and draw that right foot towards the face, Ardha Hanuman. Maybe you have to readjust your leg and ask yourself, how are my hips doing? Are my hips splaying open? You see that? Do I need to draw my right hip back, left hip forward? Keep those hips nice and square. Is my leg nice and active, pulling towards the face? As if I'm like dragging the ground in front of me. Like I want my mat to like scrunch up. Like that's actually so annoying for me, but that's what I'm thinking about, right? Am I pulling the mat towards me? Am I leading with my heart, or am I rounding in my back? And am I focusing on my breath? We're almost done, but stay here till the end. Keep your mind locked in. Keep your breath locked in. Don't let yourself wander just yet. Good. Now go ahead and release. You can just meet me in a comfortable seat. Go ahead and get a sip of water. Bring your hands to heart center. We'll take another inhale together. Big breath. And a big exhale through the mouth. Let it go. This is what it takes, babe. Commitment, showing up for yourself, breathing, moving, and being present. You got this. I'm so fucking proud of you. Day 2. Let's go. All right. The light within me honors, loves, and respects the light within you. Namaste. So proud of you. Yay. Can't wait to do this again tomorrow. Just make sure you're bringing blocks if you have blocks. If you don't have blocks, don't freak out, okay? You can be creative. You can lean on things. You can, like, I literally have a pole here. I don't know. Like, you can literally just make it up as you go. The most important thing is to just honor your body, right? A yoga strap may or may not be helpful. And if you don't have a yoga strap, just bring like a towel or a t-shirt or something so that you can extend your arms so that you can grab your legs. And yeah, make sure that you're hydrating. Be gentle on yourself, hydrate. Our muscles, our fascia, our ligaments, our joints, they're all like a sponge. And what happens if you have a sponge that has no water? It's crunchy, right? When you fill the sponge up with water, it becomes very moist, very squishable, right? Very lubricated. And we want to make sure that we're being really safe as we continue to stretch and be intentional with moving our body in this way. So hydrate, hydrate, hydrate. Make sure you're drinking lots of water. And yeah, if you want to talk about water, hit me up. Okay, that's it. I love you. I'm proud of you. And I'll see you tomorrow. Yeah.